Twitch and YouTube.
Yeah,
appreciate everybody here, too. Came out. Place is still full. The energy's been fabulous all day, all weekend.
Yeah, as we get closer down the wire, make sure you guys are sharing that video on Facebook, YouTube. Like I said earlier, going to give some stuff away when we get back to Chicago for some lucky random winners. So make sure you share. The numbers have been great, and we appreciate it.
Ooh, good line. Good line. Just a little too much bite.
Golfer 2 with a shot at eagle. Golfer 1 with a look at eagle.
It's a really nice look.
Yeah.
Number 6. I know we've been getting very lucky with these setups looking great. These guys, you know, Clint,
I was going to say,
great shot points, great shot points, great shot points.
Yeah. And I would be surprised if we don't have double shotties here. Boy, oh boy, this is... If you're Clint and you just put it close, you got to sweat this one now. I don't think...
Golfer 1 to strike the ball. Gotta clear that bunker. I don't think so. That looks fine.
Just missed.
Over to golfer 2.
Mark's done that a few times.
Yeah, I was going to say,
spot. Yeah.
What do you think the great shot points combined with these two guys is going to be by the time this course is done?
No kidding. That spot Mark has had some decent looks at. Just a little bit of a longer look here.
Yeah, not too many times you see a high tee.
Great shot. Great line. Great, yeah, you're exactly right. But for the, because of the length, it will, you know, the high tee obviously doesn't have the same amount of backspin. Again, a really comfortable wind that can kind of really guide your ball. This is more or less a pretty straight shot. I don't think I have to worry about giving Mark any help. I think
he might have this down pat
from this guy. Plus, he can't hear me. He has headphones on, although maybe he's listening to the stream.
He's got some real thick headphones on. I doubt he is listening to you and I talk.
That's a really good start. Golfer 2 ready to hit.
Man.
6 feet, no shot.
Mm-hmm.
This is nice, you know, you've got a down slope, a left slope, and that 6 mile an hour wind blowing the opposite way. So both these guys just going to look at that. Mark still mark.
Beautiful. The whole way.
Exactly. I'm doing really good at calling these shots. I'm not even trying to.
The whole way.
But that was a beautiful
exactly right,
shot.
Though. He set up himself up perfectly, not between clubs. Wow. Very, very impressive front from both of these guys. So, Mark, it was interesting to hear his post-match feedback after he played Kinsler, and he talked about getting up a shot and then going into safe mode. Now, Mark's safe mode, I think, is a lot different than our safe mode, where we're just trying to parachute down to greens. He can still be aggressive, but I imagine his mentality is going to change here a little bit as well. And then I say that, and he hits a full. So what the hell do I know?
You know more than you like to, admit sometimes.
I know, but man, I guess you could argue when you do that shot so much, there is no real risk to it, despite the fact that you're turning away from a pretty reasonable, simple shot, straightforward shot. That's, yeah.
It's impressive.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
We see more and more players doing it in match play, but I mean, Stenmark is the one that breaks it out in these high-profile matches.
Which is incredible.
It's absolutely impressive to watch.
This is a longer look, but man, again.
That's fantastic. Call for one.
I would imagine without a stroke lead, you'd see some, different tactic there. You know what I mean? Like, I really do think it does change. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. But at this point, he doesn't have to put the gas pedal down fully just yet. And, we've talked about agave. Chasing a stroke here is different than chasing a stroke on pretty much any other course in this game. Certainly courses these guys are going to be playing.
Well, at this rate, it seems like we were playing Agave Ranch all night long, so, might have more of that. Yeah, it's really interesting to look at these playing styles. Like I said, Stenmark hitting the fulls when the average, honestly, even the average pro player wouldn't think that.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. There's a percent of a percent.
Yeah, when you say full, where you pulling that track ball all the way back to the A or back to the C and hitting it straight, trying to take that
good shot there,
wind out of play.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very, it makes sense.
Not too often you see these guys, click once to the left, or turn right and then go at the pin. Stenmark does it, but he does it so meticulously.
Yeah, it's a really good point. A lot of these guys will just cut the ball, and honestly, though, we've talked about it with new players too. These guys are doing the same thing. In some situations, especially with the higher lofted clubs, it's a great way to just get your ball in pretty center target without having to worry too much about it.
So Stenmark using the high tee there to get a little bit of extra distance.
He did that previously too. Kind of a similar look, actually, for the most part. Not exactly the same, but you kill your spin obviously with the high tee, but you don't want to kill it too much with the drop there.
Yeah, that 14-mile-an-hour wind blowing to the left, absolutely not helping there because. They were nowhere near the pin on that.
No, but exactly. Yeah, that hole is just kind of a discomfort point. That is not where you're going to make your charge if you're either of these guys, quite honestly.
Now, this is a good setup here. New tee boxes. You take those trees out of play. Of course, still have a rock here, but I think it makes this hole a lot easier than what we typically see.
One very interesting thing, and man, what a shot! What a shot! With the pin the way it is, if you want to get this close at all, it feels like that's going to be the route you have to take. Great shot as well.
Yeah, it makes you wish you had the backspin on, but absolutely understand why he doesn't, because that bunker next to the green there is pretty deep.
Going to kick a little bit harder.
Yeah, much rather have an eagle putt than an eagle chip.
So this obviously was a pretty pivotal hole last time we watched Mark play it. Greg Kinsler, who he just played, had a pretty good chip at a double eagle.
Oh. Yeah, you're gonna. I don't blame Clint for just going straight after it.
It changes the complexion of the hole, certainly.
I'd like to see him break out that 2 hybrid. You see, I don't know if you
and
saw
getting
it.
the hole yell.
Clint Grover smile on his face. I mean, when there's such raw talent like that, an amazing shot, you can't help but laugh.
That is a congrats to the guy who yelled "get in the hole."
It's almost like me calling those shots out there.
That was wow.
That was impressive. You knew it was going to be close.
I cannot wait to watch that on ESPN.
Absolutely.
What a shot.
Now, if you're Clint, you're down to 16, 17, 18. This is a hole where you've got to be careful. That water and that green slope.
And it's
real
tough
tricky.
now. It's perfectly fine.
Up at the tee. You have to get it to the pin. Golfer 2.
Oh, come on, Mark.
And it's in the hole. Over to golfer 2.
All right, so 2 strokes down to 1. Last hole here.
It's a tough setup there for
It
18.
is, especially when that pin is tucked up that high.
Yeah, you got a wind that's blowing left. That pin, like I said, tucked high, down 10. So you really have to, be careful with your putting
Distance
on this.
control, putting, absolutely. This is touches a lot of skill points here. That's just crazy. Wow. Great putt from Clint. And there you go. Mark Stenmark continues the run. Our favorite at the World Championship. In himself another finals.
Congratulations to Clint Grover,
What a
too.
run.
Amazing run. Especially on a stage like this with the competition in the field.
All right, Matt.
Clint, we'll get you first here. I didn't get a chance to talk to you before. I talked to Jared before. Very impressive run through this World Championship for you. Very, very impressive. And I think, if I have it right in my head, combined with your win of the silver bracket last year, I think that probably puts you as the person with the most consecutive World Championship match play victories, which is a little bit of a dubious distinction the way it's crafted, but hey, take it, right? Mark hitting the rock there on the par 5, trying to drive that one. Before you saw that, were you thinking that was something you were going to go after, and did you change your mind having seen that shot, or did you kind of have a plan before events unfolded there?
I was never going to go after it. It's not my shot. I was just going to lay up and try and hole it out. And I play the grabbers, and I think they play the streaks, and they get the extra distance. I just try and hole out, and that's it. He made a great shot to hold that stroke, and that's it.
Right. Yeah. Certainly. I don't think that. Well, I wouldn't say anybody in the room didn't think he was going to be able to scramble out that eagle, but it was certainly an impressive scramble for eagle. But again, super impressive run through this championships, Clint. Congratulations, buddy. Good job. Well, Mark, you've put yourself in position again. 2017 world champion, 2 wins away potentially from 2019 world champion. Probably a little bit longer haul this trucking through the loser side of the bracket today than you may have hoped for. But apparently, if you can keep drawing Agave Ranch, you're going to be okay, right?
I'm not. I would not bank on that. I wouldn't bet on that one. So yeah, playing agave too many times, it's going to bite you.
Right. Jared, if you could please do. Clint, you could. Don't have to be up here. Thanks, man. Thanks a lot. Clint Grover, ladies and gentlemen, 3rd place winner. You over here too. So we have our finalists. You're from Texas, right? 2 Texas boys. Houston v. Dallas. HV Dallas. Wear your Houston colors, and well, you didn't have a choice. Have you guys had a head-to-head matchup other than today's tournament? Have you guys met in match play?
I think Jared's 1-0 against me.
Jared's 1-0. All right. Let's see. Dream course. What do you want to see pop up on the course selection right now?
How about Royal Cove?
Fair enough. We'll see what we can do there. Jared, any preferences there, or any please not this?
Probably maybe Pembroke or I don't know, Catadreas.
Pembroke, Catadreas. I think those would both be some pretty interesting matches. Let's see what fate has in store for us, guys. Good luck.
All right, so we're going to take a look as these guys
The course
choose the
unveiling
course.
is exciting, yes.
This is, are we going to get Agave Ranch?
So let's see.
Could it be?
Oh.
So you see Russ there, so 5 button hits.
Random.
That's what we've been doing the entire time.
Sand Hill Woods it is. I think we've talked about it, certainly the most challenging course in the 2019 lineup. I don't think that's...
I don't think anybody disputes that
No,
either.
not at all. So this is it. This is the championship game. You guys have been watching all weekend long. We are thrilled that you have been. We've still got time to share this stream on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Here's the rundown, and Matt alluded to it. Mark made the finals through the elimination bracket. Already has a loss to him. Jared does not. So it's pretty clear. Jared has basically still that game margin for error.
Jim and Peter will start things off at Sand Hill Woods. Let's tee him up. Go for 1. First up.
So it's been a little while since we've seen Sand Hill.
Yep.
At least unless this weekend is now becoming a blur. It's been a long run.
We've
but
seen a little bit of
absolutely
everything
fun.
now, thankfully. We got the good rotation. I rooted for Agave. I'm happy to see something else now. I'm currently Agave'd out.
I'm sure Mark Stemark is too.
Yeah. Royal Cove, by the way, for those who are wondering. It's what, about 11 years old? Royal Cove?
Yeah, about that almost.
Mark turning right one, and there you go. Wow. Wow, he knew it too. So again, that was a great point you brought up too. You don't see that necessarily from a lot of the top players. Guys willing to turn right or left. Why not? 7-mile-an-hour wind or something with that wedge. Do the math, and there you go. So we're off and running here in our championship match. from an experience standpoint, obviously Mark has been here more than Jared. That's stating the obvious, the guy that's won a world championship. But Jared, throughout the day, these two have played today already.
Yeah,
right?
the first
And
time they've
so-
met, and Jared's 1-0 against him, as Stenmark alluded to.
So, and Jared has been, tested, certainly. The point you brought up, he hadn't played for a while, but I saw him in the back there getting comfortable. So let's settle in here.
Be interesting to see how the next few holes set up. Most of them usually fairly simple, but hole 5 is going to be the one.
Yeah, that was the one in the qualifier, too, that we saw probably the decisive hole and who made the top 32 and who didn't.
Leading things off, it's go for 2.
The other thing in watching Mark, and I've said it throughout, is just how hard he hits the ball, the way he can club down and maneuver the ball and do different things. The 4-wood we saw in Agave 18, what was that, a 335-yard 4-wood? That almost went in. It's unbelievable.
He made sure to get all the distance on that one. This is a really good look. You can just...
Yes, it is. It's a great point. This is one where if you just put it out there, I'm thinking maybe we might have ourselves some more shotties.
Oh, 6 feet.
Has a good line.
That hit right by the hole. Call for 1 with a look at eagle.
No shot points on that one. I'm kind of
Close,
surprised. It was such a...
14 combined feet away.
Go for 2, first up.
Another really, really good look. Just plop that tee box down and okay, shotties, however, I think we're going to get here. We had to wait a hole.
Oh, that's close. I want to give thanks to Art and 10-0 for shouting out the stream and getting that out there. And thanks for joining us for the
Welcome,
World
guys.
Championship match for the 2019 Golden Tee World Championship. Stenmark, you said 2017 World Champion, already has his face in the game, actually playing as it right now. Jared Decker, impressive run. I don't think anybody could have predicted his outstanding play. Great player,
totally.
but to defeat a field as big as this and as skilled as this is,
It's awesome.
It's very impressive.
Well, hole 5, Mark didn't have many issues with that.
Well, this was the hole that you always get worried about when you draw Sandhill in match play, because with the new tee boxes, there's so many variables in play.
Saw it a bunch this weekend for sure.
Yeah, I would say half the qualifying
yes,
rounds had that happen.
Oh, great chip.
That's a great recovery.
Great
so
chip.
Stenmark, almost certain he's going to make this putt, so he's going to get a 1-stroke lead. But that his chipping is 2-stroke lead, excuse me. But that chipping, impressive to take that birdie.
Yeah, I got the hole out and that, so it's that was impressive though. I mean, that's I've seen it a few times. You kind of plug the hole, you know what I mean? You minimize the damage and keep yourself within striking distance. Unlike Agave, I'd say there are more opportunities to score, at least some coming up.
Watch out. Water there. Escape the danger there.
That being said, Mark has kind of found himself in this role a few different times where he can operate with a lead. It's a lot different, right?
Well, especially for him because he's not the king of the hill.
Oh,
He's got.
Yeah.
If he wants to become 2019 World Champion, he has to beat him twice. So beat Jared twice. So he's pulling out the stops early here so far.
Yeah, it's true. And we saw the situation on Agave. Now he holed out, hit an amazing shot. But that lead that he had It was a huge advantage. Hit the rock. Now he hold out with the 9-1, of course. No big deal.
Of course, saying of course,
But
but
again,
true.
those are the kind of moments you buy yourself at least a little cushion. It's a huge, huge advantage, obviously, in matches like this.
See these guys hitting, big C3 shots, pulling the trackball out to sea and just spinning it all the way out there, getting as much distance as possible. Something you didn't see with the previous tee boxes from Sandhill. So this is an interesting, nice little 6-iron there on the rough. So he's going to lose some spin, but have a better chance of rolling this right up the cup.
Whoa! We're about 3 inches short of it. Oh, great line. Great shot. Great shots.
So for all of our viewers at home, a question came up about making the putt for the other players. So it's it's a golden tee courtesy at these live events. If your opponent is, I would say 15 or feet away or closer, depending on the green slope, most time just tap it in.
It changes. It changes based on where you are in the event and what the event type is. The comfort of the player, I know, impacts it as well. I know some of these guys just don't really care to do it much at all, and that's totally cool. He's caring to do that quite a bit.
No need to putt in when you can do stuff like that.
Unbelievable. So that's the second. That's the second shot that he's holed out. So, two better going. Two better is a very common golden tee term now that we're not used to saying because we're not usually two better, but. So now with an even little bit more of a cushion.
Dayton Root says anything within 80 feet's a gimme when Stenmark's in the zone.
It does feel like that sometimes.
Oh, absolutely.
Getting more Texans somehow this championship match with our guy Dayton.
Well, I know there's a lot of players and operators and friends from Texas here, and it's so fun to see the Dallas versus Houston. That
14 players from Texas.
14. It's impressive. More than double the other states.
So this situation, I was going to say he's playing it safe. Don't save about it. That thing was going in the hole. We got to do a shot point check here.
Yeah, I was going to say, we thought
63,000.
Thought Clint Grover earlier in his run was the great shot point king, but it looks like Mark Stenmark is taking care of business for that.
Do you know what? Still, tricky holes, things happen.
Yeah, there's still a lot of golden tee left to play.
The foot is down here for Mark, for sure.
Watch the water hazard. Next up.
Both impressive shots here. This hole 10, that tee box they got was not not the most friendly, especially for that turn hole at 10.
Absolutely.
Both really good runs at it.
Absolutely.
It seems like a lot of these par threes are setting up
shorter, high lofted shots. That one had a little bit more wind than maybe we've seen, but you're absolutely right. Mark still with a 3-shot lead here. Again, you are watching the Golden Tee World Championship. We are live at the Orleans in Las Vegas. Could be match one. We don't know. Jared Decker was king of the hill, meaning he won all of his matches leading up to this game.
Undefeated, and crazy to think of the run that he has, and we're going to keep saying that all night long. But two great players, and you're going to see some interesting matchup here with Sandhill Woods, especially is a perfect course, I think, for a finals match. It really is going to challenge you, and couldn't ask for anything better.
Yeah, absolutely. I know people watching at home who maybe have struggled on this course. We see the data. We know it's can really push your game. Probably learning a thing or two. Makes it a little easier when you can hole out on one and also hit a hole in one. Makes the scoring part not as challenging. Or you do that.
I'm running out of things to say when he hits shots like that. I really am.
Impressive, man.
Oh.
So another shot. And a good look.
Yeah, longer look. We finally get a long shot here in a par three, but nice little driver setup here.
Long par three. You're absolutely right, but if you're going to have it over 300 yards or 299 yards, this is the kind of look you'd want at it.
Take out the putter. Ready at the tee. It's all for one.
Oh, good line.
Yeah, there you go.
Great line, great shot.
See the tap from Mark.
Very nice.
Kudos.
Very nice gesture. So that's two aces and a hole out in this game, man. That's fantastic.
It's a great
Great shot.
And as we continue to get more and more viewers, jumping in the live stream from various sources, YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch TV, thank you for joining us. Make sure you're following Golden Tee at Golden Tee on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Some great content we've got this weekend, and can't wait to get more of that out here. And we're doing a Facebook Live after the World Championship when we scan our world champion for their face to be in Golden Tee 2020.
I can't wait to see that. Yeah, we got a fun. You're going to want to stick around regardless of the outcome to just see this whole thing unfold. We've never had a presentation like this, obviously, and we've got special surprise, I'd say I call it. Certainly something we've been talking to think about for a while, so stay tuned. But we got certainly plenty to do before we get there.
Although if Stenmark ends up pulling this off, he's going to probably have to shave that beard or do something so we can make
update
him
his face. Yeah. Artists are thinking about a little less, maybe a little less work.
Outstanding. Back to goal for one. Watch this one back.
Oh, great line. Another one.
It's goal for two.
Just a little bit too much, but great line.
Well, that's tough, too, because those woods are not going to get the type of spin that, an iron or even a hybrid in certain instances will get on that green.
It's also, too, when the pin is tucked up there, and you got to be mindful of your distance, certainly here.
Shout out to Jay Huber, one of our
Huber.
Oh, I should have just stuck with it, but
butchering his name, yeah.
Yeah, it's all right, but at least I'm giving a shout out. One of our
We
web
certainly
guys
won't tell you about that.
happens to sit right next to me, but one of our web guys, a lot of the great brackets you see, he put a lot of time and effort into that, along with Paul Kroll. So shout out to everybody
Thanks,
at
guys.
Incredible Technologies for your help.
Yeah,
it's
a
been
lot of work
wonderful
going
weekend.
into this that
A lot
you're
of
not
stuff.
seeing behind
Exactly,
the scenes.
behind the
Those guys
scenes
did
you
a
don't
great
see.
job. Look at that.
It's about as close as you can get.
Yeah. Interesting look here, too. Pretty, we've seen some really fun shots on this hole throughout the weekend, guys going through the trees. No need here. Can actually give this a reasonable attack.
That was an interesting fringe love there, but that worked out.
Worked out all right.
You know, I'm just going to keep the shout-outs going because, you know, Leslie Fawcett on Facebook, great point. You know, it's almost old school versus new school. You know,
Sure,
Stenmark's been around the
absolutely.
game for about 10 years now, and Jared, you know, a little bit newer to the game. It's a really great point, and, you know, two great players.
Absolutely. Good putt there.
A little bit different of a look on 17. We've seen a lot of pins up against that hill going straight at it. This time you got to worry about that right 10 green slope. More great shot
I'll
points.
be honest, yeah, for hole 17, though, not too bad. Certainly, we've seen much more difficult looks than this.
This one will draw closer. Golfer 2 with a birdie effort.
Good putt by Mark.
Golfer 1 with a possible birdie. Golfer 1, final tee shot. That made it. Nice shot.
It's a good shot.
He's honestly probably better off with, you know, saw a little head nod like he was worried it was going to roll too much to the
Sure.
right. But honestly, you'd probably rather have a putt that's breaking right versus a downslope, less of a chance that it's going to roll over. So, good shot for a hole as difficult as 18 here. As
If you're wondering if Mark was going to lay up, the answer is no.
absolutely not.
No need. There you have it.
All right, so
Round one in the
our
book.
king of the hill has finally been defeated. So it's not over yet. It's
No.
time for one
Actually-
more match.
We're all square here, so we're going to run this thing back. So that was match one.
31-28 on Sandhill Wood. So Jared Decker taking his first loss to former world champion Mark Stenmark.
We saw two. We saw a hole out from Mark on one. We saw a hole in one from him. We saw a hole in one from Jared. That was outstanding play. But 31 under on Sandhill is tough to beat. So these guys now, this is it. This is for $30,000. This is for Golden Tee immortality. The stakes here are pretty clear. The winner of this match is our 2019 Golden Tee World Champion. So guys, still time to watch. Tune in. I hope you're enjoying this. We are at the Orleans. We'll have a trophy presentation after this. We're going to have interviews. We're going to have kind of a recap of everything we saw. So as
We have the
guys
giant check presentation.
We have a giant check presentation. So here we are, Adam Kramer, Kevin Lindsay, Matt Van Hoosier in the back, who will be doing the interviews. Game two, stakes pretty defined.
Yeah, it does not get any more clearer than this.
Yeah.
The next match is going to determine our 2019 Golden Tee World Champion. So, you know, great match. You know, Jared probably in the back taking a little breather, using the restroom, getting any of the kinks worked out of his game there, because now it's all on the line. His first finals ever, his first major tournament run. So he's definitely making a name for himself.
Cadre speech, it is. It looks like so. Let's get to the championship game. Nice putt. Nice putt. Hole one, Kevin. Hole one's been kind of a theme throughout the weekend,
Yeah,
for sure.
We saw it a lot in the qualifier. We saw it a lot in match play today.
I know Jim Zielinski, our course designer, is enjoying this. It's very random. You don't know what look you're going to get. These guys have been taking full advantage. Speaking of new tee boxes, fun shot to watch there for sure.
Oh yeah, didn't Didn't have the chance to get up on there the green to putt in for eagle, but that's a pretty straight shot, a straight chip at the hole, maybe even a chush, a chip in with the wood, as Adam, you say you do so well.
I do. It's one of the few points in Golden Tee that I'm not terrible at. So Mark had a little bit of certainly a different look than Jared did there, with a little less green to work with. It just has to change your thought process a little bit.
Yeah, just a little push over to the right, but
there's the chush, and there it is. Wow. Yes, the chush. It may look odd that someone is just hitting a 5-wood as slow as they can, but wind, pin, everything else, that was a perfect opportunity.
Clearly paying off for him there at hole
two. I'm
two.
proud. I'm so proud of this. I'm proud that name stuck too. Chush.
Is that an Adam Kramer?
It is.
Oh,
that was.
Another notch in your book.
I didn't invent the shot.
I know.
Clearly that we have. That's clearly. No. Didn't invent the name. Oh.
Again, talked about this earlier, that the thought process behind placing a tee for Mark Stenmark. He's got the super spin, so he's got to be careful, mindful of that. Been seeing this look a lot lately at this par 5 with the new tee boxes, just going through that little gap and having a straight shot, not having to worry about hitting a big A1 out there to get max distance and spin, or hitting it atop those cliffs.
Good shot.
We've got a full house here at the Orleans. It's fun to also see so many old school players and new fans of the game joining us on the stream. Gentlemen who played back in the Nationals in '99, coming back to watch Golden Tee. So it's just fun to see everyone getting together for this big event. And, great matches underway. Cavaliers Beach is definitely going to provide a lot of interesting looks, some make or break shots, depending on setups. And we're just getting started.
Yeah, absolutely. Even on the front, too. You don't have to wait long for these. We saw it on 2. We saw saw 1 even being a kind of a pivotal moment.
And then, for those of you just joining us, Jared Decker up a stroke on Stenmark from that chush, the chip with the wood on hole 2, straight right into the cup. So
everybody who watched this course yesterday for qualifying knows what kind of scores you can drop here.
Or how many strokes you can drop as well.
30 unders. We saw multiple 31s. We saw 32 and a 33 from Paul Lunas. So from a championship standpoint, I don't think you could pick a better course. It's also one we haven't seen in a while. Great putt. Great putt. Putting today in general has been unbelievable from distance. Unbelievable.
Seeing a lot of good fringe putts too.
Yes.
Stuff that normal players might take a few seconds to sit and digest, and these guys are just so good. They're pulling back and whacking
hit
away.
That even beyond the fringe in the rough. He's very comfortable. He does, absolutely. That's a great shot.
Different little look here, Stenmark. 8.5 degree driver around. Wow. That was
For
impressive.
as much as we've seen him turn left and right and bring shots in, but
You know, we talked about the club sets a little bit, mentioned the 10.5 degree driver. A lot of these guys have in their bag, for especially a course like Catadreas here, but also the 8.5 degree driver, Stenmark, taking full advantage of that club over, Sandhill Woods for game 1, and even with that shot on Catadreas here for game 2.
wow. Turn left that time. Unbelievable.
Cannot say I'm surprised there.
Just a little chip shot here. Well, it's not the worst line in the world, but it's not a good one either.
All right. Good putt. Good putt.
Yeah, it's tough.
It
He's
is.
on the rough there. He has to play carefully. You don't want to, lose another stroke there on that hole.
That's tough. Tried the chush again. Got one worked, one didn't.
But that's the best bad break you could have. You know what? You're tied.
Doesn't go in.
You're not down a stroke.
No question.
You lose the advantage, but there's still plenty of holes left to play, which I think really makes a difference here.
This will kick back.
Nice shot.
More great shot points. I
Yeah.
feel like I've said the word great shot points from getting so close to the hole.
We've seen a lot of them.
The last few matches, it's just been almost every other
Good little
shot.
fringe hop there too. If you're gonna have that one go in, that's the fringe bounce you need.
You needed a little bit more than a
Little
6 mile an
kick.
hour wind there.
All right, so we're all square heading into hole 9.
Drivable par 5. Or at least what we've seen all weekend as a
at
drivable
times,
par
yeah.
5.
Still going to be a pretty good look, though. It should be, at least.
Yeah, these
From
guys
there.
with the new tee boxes, new pins, you're going to have an interesting look here. You of course have to take a look over there and see if there's an opportunity to get that one stroke lead back.
We saw Mark just kind of know exactly. He saw distance-wise, and then
It's tough, he's in his first World Championship, first high-profile tournament. He just has to take a look and think about it. But I think made the right call. And you're clean.
I've been
you guys
so
are timed.
impressed. Decision-making, comfort level. You can just see him up there. Very natural for a guy that has had this breakthrough run. Uh-oh. Whoa. I'm trying to make a point, but the balls are going. I mean, that's been happening all day, too. He looks very, very comfortable. Very at ease, like he's been doing this and been in this position a lot before.
Both these guys just dialed in.
Yeah, just a little bit more there. A lot of blue.
This is a tough setup here. That not only you're dealing with a tiered green, but you're dealing with a tiered green that is right there next to the water. So not going to be too much spin options here.
No, distance-wise, though, set up with a good club there.
See Stenmark has the 9 wood, not a club you see very often. Smart move there by Jared. Just get on the green, make your putt, and
Both these guys pushing a little bit right. You don't want to go in that tight corner, and because obviously the thing we've seen also, it's not just the tier, but it's having to chip, putt back towards that tier. Its presence there alone.
Same thing here with hole 11. Sometimes drivable, not as much with the new tee boxes, the new pins, but again, for a opportunity at the caliber of the World Championship, you know, calling yourself 2019 World Champion, $30,000 top prize, everything that's on the line, you got to have a good strategy going in. And these guys, like you said, have been doing a great job of playing it smart. And, you know, they're both tied. You don't want to take any risks that might break that. Oh, I thought we were going to get more great shot points.
They're coming. The way Mark has been playing these shots where he's turning, I would be surprised if this isn't close. You know, we've seen it really the last hour and a half, that 7 mile an hour to 12 mile an hour crosswind. He's not really fighting it, just letting the ball kind of come in towards the pin, and he's like right on or in on a lot of these.
Shout out to our design hole winner from last year.
Yeah,
always an interesting
design.
hole for match play.
Absolutely. That's really good.
You know, one thing you don't notice unless you've played this course a lot is that elevation change. You gotta hit a club high enough to get over that hill, but then, you know, worry about the spin you use because it's such a big drop.
Ooh,
and these guys, these guys just making smart game time calls with their shots.
Right, cut the pin in half. Oh.
You know, ended up with a little bit of a longer putt, but again, smart decision making there by Jared. You know, that tier green, that pin being right there, all that water, the nerves. You know, you gotta make sure that you don't put yourself in the water, especially against Mark Stenmark in the way he's playing today.
Absolutely. Those are the putts that you're often left with in games like this, and you don't have to be off by much to have a shot like that, a putt like that, but they are. When you're playing for $30,000, it feels a little different, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
She ripped that one. Go for one.
This is tricky because both players going to have to go around that rock, a little bit of an offset look, that pin tucked in the right corner. You're going to have a little bit of a putt here, but like you said, wonderful go at that.
Great shot there.
Golfer one with an eagle putt. In the cup.
Putt.
Golfer two with an eagle putt. Golfer two now on tee.
This is an interesting look here. Always an interesting hole. Win, pin. This is. It's challenging.
Yeah, I believe in qualifying, I think Mark Stenmark actually tried a full on this and ended up clipping the cliff, so he's going to be a little bit more, probably a little less aggressive, more thoughtful for this shot here.
This is one both guys will probably think about. And
tee now. It's golfer 1. It's on. It's far, but it's on. Golfer 1 with a look at eagle.
Wow.
That's a great putt.
Golfer 2 on the dance floor. Nice birdie.
So Jared
One-
Decker, 1-stroke lead going into hole 16, but these are some of the hole 16 is definitely a tough one. 18 can also set up to be pretty nasty and challenge
You
these
can
guys.
hear the response and seeing the setup internally here as well.
Amazing.
It's a great
Beautiful shot.
Great shot.
You hear the crowd in the background. You know, these shots these guys are making are amazing, and really goes to show you the skill, and especially for somebody new to the tournaments, to this kind of caliber tournament like Jared. And then
shot.
Stenmark showing why he had
shot for
you know,
shot.
why he's had so many tournament victories, because he knows how to shape his shot and do it well.
Next up, golfer 1. Oh no, that might be a problem. Never had a chance. Golfer 2 ready to hit. Back to golfer 1.
Oh.
Spin. Golfer 2.
Wow. Man, what a shot.
She's got eagle. Golfer 2 with a look.
All right. Hole 18.
Tees it up on the closing hole.
Oh, wow. Wow. You could see the holy moly. Like I said, you might see a tough look up on 18, and this is definitely it.
It's golfer 1. She's got a lie in the fringe.
Oh. Wow, what a match. What a match. What an 18th hole. We're not done. We're
I'm
not done.
speechless. That's some amazing golf for 18
heart
holes at
is
Cadre
pounding.
Beach. My head's pounding. My heart's pounding.
Let's get into these guys are going to get into it pretty quickly here. So let's talk. What a way to end the world champ. What a way to end the world championship. Sudden death. Final game, $30,000 on the line. A chance to be in Golden Tee. You can create your old club set, your Golden Tee immortality. So sudden death rules. First change of score, and this thing is over. We're done here.
Yeah, we're either going to get a brand new world champion, or Mark Stenmark is going to join the list of very little that have 2 world championship victories to their name.
So we're on Cadre Beach. As we saw the last game, hole 1, hole 2 set up pretty interesting. We saw Chush. We've got 2 amazing chippers, obviously, which could change it. So we saw a sudden death game go 19 holes today. We've seen some go 1 hole, right? So we just don't know. It's tense in here. It's outstanding. I'm loving it. Hope you guys are loving it.
Thanks again for joining us.
Yeah,
Facebook
absolutely.
Live, YouTube, Twitch. You guys have been amazing. Make sure you share.
Keep sharing. We're not done.
This is a pivotal moment in Golden Tee history.
And when this is decided, don't leave. We've got a presentation. We've got things to do. So let's get to it. Cadre Beach. It's going to decide a world championship here.
Absolutely. All right, let's take a look. Hole 1. Is it going to be drivable?
Golfer 2 on the tee. My broadcast partner in the tower today is Golden Tee's original, Peter Jacobs. Golfer 1 on tee.
Tape measure shot here. That was murdered.
Is this win the problem?
She'll have to aim just a touch right to compensate for the win.
So close. Wow.
2 with a follow-up. That'll do nicely. Good shot. Golfer 2 looking at birdie. Golfer 1 over.
2 very good shots. Shots
2
these
very
guys
good
probably
and
want
close
to
shots.
be closer. Interesting.
This might come down to a chip or a chush.
Absolutely.
A wood chip as the chush.
You'd like to get it closer, but at least it's on.
Golfer 1.
Or maybe a putt for eagle.
If you can hit it like that. Wow. Wow.
In the hole. Golfer 1 trying for eagle.
Good putts. Good great hole. Onwards we go.
Golfer 2 is ready to tee off.
Another short look at the par 3s.
Absolutely, and a good one.
Hurry now.
Let's watch the tee shot of golfer 1.
Oh, wow.
Again, you're watching sudden death here. Golden Tee World Championship here at the Orleans. First shot gain, first shot loss, and we'll have our 2019 champion.
was supersized.
Ready to tee it up. Golfer 1.
Just like he drew it up. I'm sure that's exactly what he's thinking. Holy moly.
Oh, good shot. A little love, little rock love, and a great shot.
Now Stenmark has the super spin on his irons. I think you're really going to see that come into play here. Oh, wow.
I thought that was in.
I don't know how they missed the cup.
I thought that was in.
I don't know if my heart can take much more. This is some amazing back and forth action.
Amazing. Absolutely fantastic. Great shot.
At the tee.
I think it's going to be short.
Golfer 1. Excellent work. Teeing it up first is golfer 2.
Oh.
Hope she makes it.
Wow, she's safe. That's pure skill right there.
Golfer 2 with the putter, trying for eagle. Golfer 1 with a bid for eagle. Golfer 2 up at the tee.
That's heading right for trouble.
Golfer 1 at
Great
the
shot
tee.
there by Mark. Oh, great
Beautiful.
shot. Great answer.
You know, I think the fact that Jared can play some fulls really makes a difference. These guys,
Yeah, we've seen
hitting
both of these guys. The angles here certainly making a huge difference.
the shot shaping these players are doing.
The comfort with it.
I might need to see a doctor after this.
Hope he makes it.
No. What a pro. See how he avoided that?
Golfer 1 is ready to tee off.
Come on, get over here.
Going to collapse.
I can't wait to see the footage of the camera on us. And oh man,
Tee box.
Wasn't drivable first time around. A little different setup and look here, obviously.
I don't think you could ask for a better look for this drivable par 5. It's offset, the wind, the 12-mile-an-hour wind blowing to 10 o'clock. I think that's really going to make, we might see some more great shot
par
points
5 here.
Is that enough to get over?
Whew.
Golfer 1 at the tee.
Nice. Right on the green.
Golfer 1, a rare shot at double eagle.
Putt.
In the cup feeder. Golfer 2 with a look.
Very rarely does our commentary get as low as a real golf competition.
To the
but
back nine we go. 27
these
holes.
guys are
Let's play a little
playing.
bit more. Actually, more than that. Played an 18 before that. These guys played some golf, and they played earlier.
That was right on target.
Golfer 1, ready to hit. There it is, Peter. Golfer 1 with a putt for birdie. Golfer 2 with this for birdie. Golfer 2 up at the tee.
This might not be what he wants.
Golfer 1 on tee. Does it have the distance?
Bad news, Jim.
Good boy, rattling around. Nice shot.
To golfer 1.
Oh boy, I think this will fall short.
No worries. Golfer 1 on the dance floor. And that's three. Nice eagle. It's golfer 2.
Short look here on design a hole. Last
Yeah.
time they had a farther back pin.
Actually, looks like a pretty good look.
But this is a really
For a
good
tough
look.
hole.
That 12-miler wind at the elevation change, it's going to make a difference here with their backspin.
Right on the green. Biscuit for breakfast.
Here is golfer 2.
Put the putter back in the bag. Don't need it.
Golfer 1 with a shot at eagle.
And breathe
Teeing it up first.
for a moment.
Golfer 2.
Oof.
closer.
Great shot. I just took my pulse. It's not healthy.
Good thing I didn't bring my watch.
It's not healthy.
This is spinning.
Oh.
Call for one to hit. Hitting near the green.
This girl's magic around the greens.
Golfer 2. This left for birdie.
And Mark Stenmark is your 2019 Golden Tee World Champion.
Unbelievable.
What a match. What a day. What a tournament.
I lost count of how many holes of sudden death they were in.
I can breathe. Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh. Yes. Oh. Yeah, buddy. I wanted to know what that would look like, and now I know, and it is outstanding. I'm not cleaning that up.
Wow, impressive play by both guys. Mark Stenmark, two-time world champ.
I'm gonna let your heart rate come down a little bit. It was a lot of golf right there. It was a lot of really, really good golf. So let's start with regulation. Let's go back to what was that? 15, I guess. You guys were tied up. You know, a little back and forth in there, but got tied up going to 15. Pretty tough look with the pin stymied over there on the right with the left wind. Looked like you tried to maybe not necessarily be aggressive with it, but kind of stayed out to the right on you a little bit.
Well, okay, yeah, on that whole, we have a lot of you hold that.
I have to do something here, right?
All right. Yeah, no, there's a lot of missed putts on that hole, and with the wind the way it played today, I didn't want to carry to the green because that would give me a long putt, and I mean under this pressure I probably would have missed that long putt. So what I tried to do was the way it sloped there, it sloped down a little bit this way. I wanted to catch that bump and then drop it up softly, but I hung it out a little too far right, so when it hit that bump, it carried right. Then my chip caught the fringe coming up in it, and it kicked right immediately. So, and yeah, so he took that one-stroke lead, and man, I thought we had those looks. I was like, I'm praying for a hard look on 16, 17. Both of those were pretty friendly for experienced players. And then we got down to 18, and I was like, man, that might be tough enough to where someone can mess up, but also not impossible to where I have a chance to stick it. And Jared had to go first because he was leading, and I mean he picked the right shot, and he hit it just a hair soft, and I don't know how the heck he got it up on there, but normally when I do that, it comes back in the water. But he got it up there, and he chose to chip it instead of putt it. It was kind of deep in the fringe. I probably would have done the same. Just went out left on him, and it put us in the extra holes. And all I was thinking was extra holes is, please don't let me lose on a chush on hole 2, because he just chushed in on me in regulation. But it was drivable, and we played. And I hate to see it lost on an error. But I tried. I gave it a couple chances to go in. He gave it a couple chances to go in before that. Sure. But yeah, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy, and hats off to Jared.
What can you try to summarize in words what the second World Championship here means for you personally, I guess?
Well, I mean, for me personally, I mean it's basically what I've worked for the past 12 years playing this game, playing it religiously. Obviously, most of us here do, and I mean it's just to get a second one. I mean, it means the world to me. I joined the ranks of Greg Kinsler and Andrew Haas and Chris Eversole, who couldn't be here, but it means a lot to me. Yeah.
Well said, Mark. Congratulations, you are the 2019 Golden Tee World Champion, Mark Stenmark, ladies and gentlemen. No, come on over here, Jared. Okay. Absolutely, absolutely. Jared, you played spectacularly all weekend long. The qualifier, you were way up there, running through real well, and obviously all day, King of the Hill, right? I mean, you were on a really, really great run there. Just a little bad break there good break, then bad break, right? With 18 and Catadreus there. Can you try to say what has this day felt like for you? I mean, really, you haven't made a really deep run of these tournaments quite like that yet.
No, I don't play too many tournaments. I play a few, local. When the PGT comes to, close, I'll play. But if you told me I had made it to the finals a week ago, I would have said, you're bullshitting. So I'm just flat out, I'm like, I would have side bet. I would have side bet that I wouldn't. So I grinded it out to get here, and it was a lot of fun. And yeah.
You said it absolutely correctly. Your screen name's The Grinder. You grinded it out to get here, and it's been a great run watching you, and congratulations on your second place finish. What do we do now? Mark, what should we do now?
Here we go.
I'm going to hand the microphone over here. This is Don Pestione, Vice President of Amusements at Incredible Technologies.
All right, great job, gentlemen, ladies, fantastic. Couldn't ask for better. Stens, what are you doing? All right, I'd like to present this to you, champ. Returning champ, or 2007, back again. Congratulations to you. Wonderful job here. Shake my hand, my man. And most importantly, you have to go to a big bank to cash this. The big bank. Well done. Well done. Congratulations to everybody. Matt?
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank my mom and my two aunts and my grandmother, my uncle's girlfriend. They all made the trip. They all drove across country to come out here and support me. They're my golden groupies.
There you go, yeah. You haven't had to use your mouth the whole day. Keep on smiling, baby. Can I also get the other top finishers up, please? Top 74. Derek, jeez. Clint, Greg, I think it was, Ben, Jared, come on back up here. We have more hardware up here for you guys. Rick, if you're in the building, you can come up too. For those that weren't here earlier, Ben Furlan was our silver bracket champion earlier today. I've seen the Stanley Cup guys do some pretty crazy things with that cup this year, so let's see what you got. Right there in front of you, boys. Right there in front of you. You can smile big for the cameras. There you go. Yeah, come on now. All right. How about one more big round of applause for our champions up here? Congratulations, guys. Great job. Thank you to every one of you for coming out here and supporting Golden Sea and competitive Golden Sea. Like Kevin said, make sure you sign on to the socials. Other than that, the machines are open for play. Watch out for the confetti, that's right. Kevin, Adam, back to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Matt. That was, I'm still trying to catch my breath and get that heart rate over 20.
What a match, what a day. We have so many people to thank, and I think we should start there, and we'll talk about the matches. But first and foremost, Matt Van Hoosier, who's been the third member of this team, has done a wonderful job. So, Matt, thank you so much. Thank you to Boyd Gaming. Thank you to Atomic, who is doing the production you see.
Absolutely
Kevin and I
fantastic.
we're giddy with excitement watching this unfold and watching the shots that you're going to see on ESPN in August. We're going to condense that thing somehow to 22 and a half minutes.
There was so much good
So
good
we've
footage.
got so much to do. Thank you to the Orleans. Thank you to Incredible Technologies, our ownership, Elaine Hodgson and Richard Ditton. They were here. We saw them earlier. Thank you guys for the support. We're going to show you some action of some things that happened today, and we'll certainly talk over some of these.
Some of the best shots throughout the weekend, throughout the qualifier of the World Championship.
Look at that. Boom.
Hollouts,
a lot of that.
chips.
A lot of unbelievable. The play today, just this was all day, man. We've been here since 11, and look at all of these. Some of the putts we saw. Jeff Lannon's putt comes to mind. Jared had some unbelievably great putts late with playing for $30,000. So if you were tuning into the stream, we hope you were. This is just like a snapshot of what you saw, which was great shot after great shot.
So much intense action. I'm trying to get there. Thank you so much to everybody on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. Really appreciate you guys joining us this weekend at Golden Tee on all the social media platforms. We're going to have so many great photos, videos, action shots. I can't wait to get back to the office.
Content literally for weeks and months. I mean, honestly, we're overjoyed. And now, Jared Decker, as you guys still watch all these amazing shots over and over. And to me, wow, that was a really good one. Yeah, to me, this kind of summarizes just what we saw for 3 days, which is just incredible Golden Team moments. Wow, that was fun.
And there are so many shots in the last, 40-something holes of Golden Tee World Championship action. We saw that, so many wonderful chips and putts and shots and great shots.
The phone is blowing up now. I think people are saying your watch is ended. My wife is saying you can come home now. You have a newborn baby at home, which I will see you guys tomorrow if you're watching. Jared Decker. Let's talk about him first.
Yes. Dallas, Texas.
Unbelievable job, Jared. We had said all day we were, in the nicest way possible, too. And you said it yourself. You were surprised to be here, as were we. But, man, oh, man, by the end of it, you belonged. The putts, the chips, everything leading up to that, man. What do you have to say about his play?
Honestly, I'm blown away. I knew that he was a good player. I believe he's also a home edition owner, so a lot of those shots, the shot shaping he was doing, playing at home, really helping him out, getting to that next level. It clearly paid off because, second place in the Golden Tee World Championship, his first major run. We've all had good runs at tournaments, but to have your first major run be a second place, and not only a second place, but a second place that went 40-something holes or whatever it was. Yeah. I mean, that is intense, something we've never seen before in a World Championship.
Also, moving forward, this is going to change him. He's going to be here more. We saw it with Joe Massara. We've seen it with other guys. We saw it with Clint today, too. Clint Grover, who had an amazing run. This confidence you're going to get from this kind of run, shot for shot with Mark Stenmark, who, by the way, had to double him up. We'll talk about Mark in a second. But before we do, Jared, congratulations. What a run. Joy to watch. 25 to 1 shot, giving a go at this thing. Now, the favorite. He was 2-1 by last time we saw Mark Stenmark, and
which is
the
unbelievable
2-1
in
cash.
itself.
So,
wow.
Some people seem to know about this, but it wasn't the cleanest run we've seen from Stenmark. We talked about how he didn't lose a match for a year, over a year at some of the tournament circuits, and yet here he had to scramble a little bit.
Yeah, Stenmark is one of those players that even when he loses a match and, he's on the teetering elimination, he pulls out all the stops. He's dropping all kinds of crazy shots. He's hitting full shots. He's hitting shots that most people, if you're watching at home or at your local bar, would never even think to shoot. his play is unbelievable, and now he joins the rankings, like you said, Chris Eversole,
Yep.
Greg Kinsler, Andy Haas, 2-time champions, and guess what? Now Mark Stenmark, a 2-time Golden Tee world champion
And
as well.
I did love, he puts on a clinic every time he plays, but I loved him talking about the history of the game, a guy that really does appreciate this, a guy that has made this a huge part of his life and understands who came before him, the guys he was playing with. We saw Greg Kinsler make an unbelievable run here. But that was truly a joy to watch, having to win twice in the finals and then having to go an extra, 13, 14 holes in sudden death.
We talked about, we knew there was going to be a lot of sudden death in all these matches on Sunday, and I believe it exceeded everyone's expectations. It was intense. I probably won't be able to get my heart rate back to normal until next week, but
and now they're
well
cleaning
worth
confetti
it.
off these games so they can play them. So, guys,
everyone in this room will be here
Oh,
until
boy.
2 a.m.
And now people are getting yelled at, which is good. It wouldn't be a Golden Tee tournament out. So, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you those for came.
Congratulations, my friend. It was been we worked so well together, and man, I loved everything about this.
It was a joy. Now we got to sleep.
So, Kevin
Guys.
Lindsay, Adam Kramer. We'll see you next time.